We don't need the phone all the time. If you want to check out my stuff, please do. I love it. I love you. I love that you are taking an active approach to me. And I hope that you also take an active approach to you because you deserve it.
Jokes in the gym. Jokes in the gym. Not jokes in the gym. Jokes in the gym. Jokes in the gym. With Rudy Tyburczy.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to a very special edition of Jokes in the Gym. Why is it very special, you ask? Well, I'm going to tell you. It's because today I had a great podcast with a comedian you probably love, and I'm really excited to share that conversation, but I'm not going to do it this week. I'm going to do it next week because you know what? I just recorded that convo, had a great 2-hour conversation with one of my favorite headlining comedians here in these fine United States. Why did I just go get patriotic? Maybe because it's getting cool to be patriotic again right now. I'm feeling good about where we're going. I like some things that are happening right now. I'm not even trying to get political. That's how stupid everything. Anyways, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited that I just recorded an awesome podcast. I'm so excited that today is just going to be me chatting a little bit, doing a little update because these podcasts take work, you know? Like I listen to the whole episode over again. I do some edits, I move some things around or I change some things here and there, and I want to be able to give this episode attention and time that it deserves. And so I decided that I was just not going to release it today on Tuesday, September 10th. I'm just going to release this one, which will just be a shorter episode with me, the host of Jokes in the Gym with Rudy Tyburczy. Rudy Tyburczy. That's me. Or as some of you might know me, Ruby Tribusi, Rude Dog Tarbonsky, or Fruity Terpenes. Those are all names that you might know me as, or maybe not. But I have been feeling kind of busy lately. I don't even know if that's the right term. I don't know if I've been feeling busy. I've been feeling a little overwhelmed in some ways. And I think that's in part because I am excited about my job. Like I'm excited to work at the Y, and there's a couple opportunities in front of me that I kind of have to focus there, that I want to focus some more time and energy there, and that's okay. I don't have a lot of bookings. I don't have any real bookings coming up this month, but that's okay. I'm getting ready for the festival in Eureka next month. I'm excited for that, and I'm excited to move forward at the Y. Yeah, I've got, just in my membership position, I work behind the desk. I'm working with the Genpub, Penjab every day, extensively, for a lot of time in a row. And a lot of times it's bang, 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 people coming at you, lots of stuff. The tough thing about a job is that you never know if you'll actually be able to help the person before they come up to me at the desk. That's the hardest part of my job, is because there's so many questions, there's so many different things going on, and there's so many needs of the community and so many things I haven't necessarily learned or been taught or whatever, that I don't always know how I'm going to be able to help somebody. And sometimes it's totally fine. And even if I don't know the answer, there's somebody available that can help me and that we can work through it together. And sometimes you're just left on shit island and you're trying to help somebody and you might not be able to. And that's hard. That's humbling. And that can take it out of you at times. Also, people just being demanding, human people who don't care about other individuals and what it takes to be alive in this world, and all the energy that we're constantly putting out and we're constantly taking, and we're constantly deciding whether or not to take in. I think that's really hard. something in life that we constantly have to do. We constantly have to make decisions, conscious or not, about what to take in, about what to pay attention to, about what to focus on, about what we want in our lives. And that's hard. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I feel like I'm kind of in this hibernation stage at the moment where I'm kind of just like really taking some breaths and trying to figure out what's next. That's kind of where I'm at, is that I feel like I want to level up. I feel like I want to do something bigger, better moving forward, related to the podcast, related to comedy, related to my health, related to being a personal trainer and teaching potentially classes and stuff. So many different things that are on my plate or in my field of vision or have been brought up to me that I want to put time and energy into, that I want to get better at, that I want to focus on, that I want to improve my skills in. And that's great. I'm excited about that. I feel good about that. And I'm also not totally sure what it's going to look like. What is it going to look like? What are my next steps exactly going to be? And part of the conversation I had today was talking about how it's not always even about making the right choice or doing all the steps. It's just about doing the steps that are in front of you. What is available to you now? What can you do? What can you accomplish today, now, right now, that will make your life better? How will your actions today serve your purpose tomorrow? I just dropped that off the dome. How will your actions today serve your purpose tomorrow? Get real. You don't want to hear that? You're not ready to get better. I hope I want to hear that. How will my actions today serve my purpose tomorrow? And so I try to keep that idea in mind. I don't want just to be here today, even though the future may or may not exist. The future may not be a real thing. The past may not be a real thing. All we have is the chigum. Chigum, of course, as you all know, is Korean for now. And so maybe it's not. Maybe it's present. Chigum. Chigum. That was a word that I liked to use. One of like 8 words that sometimes pop up in my head from Korea still. Have you ever learned a language and then forgotten all of it except for like 7 sentences? Oh my gosh. My good friend Jeff, he's going to be on the pod someday, some freaking day. He learned a sentence in Korean and he would go up to Korean sometime and say this to them. And then he would dance. And what he would say is something along the lines of, if I'm remembering correctly, Chumchugi wihe teanaseo, which means, from what he told me, I was born to dance. And I think that's a beautiful sentiment. I've actually been taking some dance classes lately. I've taken a couple dance classes in the last few weeks, neither of which I'd ever really taken before, and I'm stoked about them. One of them was a cardio dance, so like a fitness dance class, and it was fun. It was a blast. The teacher would like give us a choreographed set of moves that we were going to do for the dance, for the song, and they'd be like pop songs like Gwen Stefani or Lil Jon or whatever, and like we're popping it and twerking it and having a blast. And then we'd listen to the song and do the dance, and then we'd go on to the next song. And it was hard. Like I was not able to figure out a lot, but that was my first time in the class. And there were people in there who had done it a bunch of times before. They knew exactly what they were doing. Our teacher had just had some kind of injection, so she wasn't able to lift her arms fully and couldn't do all of that. So she had a couple of helpers in the class who really knew what they were doing and helping out and up front and all that. And so it's like fun to be a part of group fitness classes. Like I like it. They're an imperfect method of exercise, but they're a method of exercise. And if you're a person who wants to hang out with other people, who wants to get your juices flowing, your mojo going from time spent flowing. I just did 2 flowing. Sorry, can't keep with that rap. Rhyme. if you're somebody who likes to keep it going, I did going again. I did flowing twice and going twice. Rudy, you need to get out of here. Then I think group fitness is a great option. I think it's a great option. The thing to keep in mind with every single group fitness class is that you decide, what it is you're going to do. You are the one who gets to decide how fast you go, how slow you go, exactly what your body does. Even though the instructor might be yelling at you, telling you to do this, that, and the other, yes, follow along, be a part of the game, do the things they're telling you to do. That's why you're in the class. That's why you're seeking out their advice and their wisdom. You don't want to totally disregard what they're saying, but if something that is happening in class doesn't exactly work for you and your body, then that's okay. And you need to listen to that. And you can modify or adjust as possible. And if you ever ask a teacher a question about modifying things or slowing down before, after, or during a class, and they're not able to be like, oh, yeah, absolutely, you should kind of do what feels best for your body. If they're not able to give you some input and feedback along those lines, then that might not be the class that I would recommend you take, because it might not be what you're looking for. Sometimes you have to leave a class. Sometimes you go to a group fitness class and it might not be right for you. Now, there's a difference between quitting a class because you're tired, or not tired, but like there's a difference between quitting a class because you just don't want to do it. And there's a difference between that and making a conscious decision to leave a class because it isn't the right fit for you. Sometimes we got to push through. Sometimes the biggest benefit of going to a class is that push to get you to the other side, is that bump to get you going, is that way that someone else, that external motivation that someone else can help you with. And so if that's the case and you don't like the first class and you're just like, I don't want to do this, okay, well, you can leave if you want, but you're going to have to move somehow. You're going to have to exercise somehow. You not have to, you want to, you get to. If you're of the mind and body that is able to move around, that's a joy. That's a gift. And so there's been some classes that I've gone to and that weren't a great fit before. And either I might leave because I left a workshop in a class that I wanted to be in yesterday. So I was excited to take a workshop for NIA. Have you ever heard of NIA dance? NIA, neuromuscular integrative action, I believe is what it's called. And I took my first class in this a couple weeks ago, and then there was a jam yesterday, and I was in it for about an hour and 15 out of 2 hours total. The first 30 minutes was talking about the NIA technique, and it's really cool. It draws from healing arts and martial arts and dance arts. So it's got this fun kind of flowy vibe to it, and it invites practitioners to, again, to meet you where you're at. It wants people to be present, but be present in your skin. And I think that that's really important, and it really aligns with a lot of what I'm interested in. And the first time I took the class, I had a really good time. And then I took another class yesterday, but I had to leave a little early because I was just so tired. I'd worked out for a lot of days in a row, and yesterday was supposed to be like a rest day, and I thought this would be like an active rest day. But there were 3 teachers, and by the time we finished the choreography of the first teacher, I was already like sweating a ton, and that was just not what I was in it for yesterday. On another day, sure, yeah, absolutely, I would have that in me, but yesterday was meant to be a rest day for me, and that was not it. So it was one of those days where like eliminating responsibilities and obligations was what I felt compelled to do yesterday. So even though I went to this jam, this NIA jam, this class that I had been invited to, I'm kind of like a vampire. Like I don't go somewhere unless I'm invited. Not entirely. I do a lot of things on my own. Obviously, I'm out and about. I go to places plenty, but I find that even though I'm internally motivated to get a workout in, internally motivated to get stuff done, I really like that invitation to do stuff in a group because I do have some of that anxiety around socializing and people, and that's just hard for me sometimes. I don't, I try not to feel bad about it, but sometimes I do, and I sometimes do an Irish goodbye because of my American anxiety. And so that's something that I am aware of, and that I still want to be a part of community. And because my job is essentially to be a member of the community and to help others out, to help people find a healthier version of themselves in their lives, I love that. I feel so fortunate to be able to do that, to be able to be a part of a community like that, where I get to just help people be a little healthier. You're doing the work, they're doing the work, but I'm one step in that process for them. And I'm really grateful for that. I think it's really cool. So I'm excited to continue to move forward with my job at the Y, not only up front helping the community and people come in and get on board, get on track, but I'm also excited to start moving also into the health and wellness team as well, which would be then things like personal training or teaching group classes and stuff like that. I have a personal trainer certification, and so I want that to be utilized, and I want to get actual reps out there in the field. You know what I mean? This podcast, I originally wanted to call it Sets and Reps, which I think is a great name, but there's a ton of podcasts called that already. So I'm like, Jokes in the Gym, baby. Here we're at. Here is where we're at. We are at here. And so, yeah, those are just a few of the things that I'm kind of working on. I'm still, and comedy right now is like I said, we're in September, the year's starting, and my schedule's a little more clear, and that's okay because I'm not out there reaching out to bookers all the time. I'm not out there doing all those things all the time. Would I like to do more shows? Yeah, sure, absolutely. But I'm also enjoying having a little bit more space right now, because when I have a full schedule, then I can sometimes feel a little overwhelmed and a little constrained. And sometimes there's a time for that, and sometimes it's the time to be open. And so I'm just kind of navigating between those two spaces right now and trying to be understanding with myself and okay with that. So it was yeah, it's good to take some time to yourself a little bit more and focus on being on your own and listening to your internal monologue and seeing what things you actually want to do. That's really important. So I'm pumped. I'm friggin' pumped. I'm excited. I'm excited for this week. And I'm excited for next week. I'm excited to give the conversation I had today with a very funny individual whose initials are MK and who loves broccoli and ice cream. You can try to figure out the rest. And I'm excited to listen to that convo again, share it with y'all. And it was just such a delight. Oh my gosh. Talking with comedians that you may or may not even really have met personally can be so delightful. And so I'm really excited that I have continued to reach out to folks, to take chances, to swing a little big, and to have fun and to incorporate joy into it and be present and be thoughtful and be myself. And I hope you can do that today as well. I hope you can be yourself. I hope you can be present. Think about something that you like and just do that. Don't have your phone in your hand. Don't worry about other stuff. Take a minute. Take 1 minute today to do one thing that you really want to do. And just do that one freaking thing. And let me know how it goes, because I'd love to hear. Anyways, my name's Rudy. You can find me on the socials, Jokes and the Gym, and at Rudy Tyburczy on Instagram. Also at Jokes and the Gym on TikTok. I'm on Facebook. You can email jokesandthegym@gmail.com. You can find us in all the different places. I don't know if I'm on X with Jokes in the Gym. I might be. Threads. I'm starting Threads. Are we on Threads? Who cares? I'm just saying social media now, right? Nobody likes that. I just said get off your phone, do something fun for a minute. And then I started plugging the phone. Shut up. We don't need the phone all the time. If you want to check out my stuff, please do. I love it. I love you. I love that you are taking an active approach to me. And I hope that you also take an active approach to you, because you deserve it. If you haven't heard that today, you do. And I hope that you are able to give the love that you hope to receive. May your day be joyful. May these words bring you joy, and may you share them with others. I'll talk soon with you. Ciao.
Jokes in the gym. Jokes in the gym. Not jokes in the gym. Jokes in the gym. Jokes in the gym. With Rudy Tyburczy.
That's me, or as some of you might know me, Ruby Trabusi, Rude Dog Tarbonsky, or Fruity Terpenes. Those are all names that you might know me as, or maybe not.